Hi everybody, this is Clint Carter, Dumb Old Dad, bringing you another video about my experience with melanoma cancer. And this is a video in a series of videos. This is video number 7. So if this is the first video you're coming across, go to the link in the description and you'll see a link to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to this one. So my previous video I talked about what happened, my diagnosis after the first surgery, which means I would have to have a second surgery. So we scheduled my second surgery. I went back to the Huntsman Center and was in the waiting room ready to go into surgery. All prepped up and ready to go, and the doctor comes in and he said, "We're not gonna have surgery today." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Well, in the last..." So I went through a number of scans before the second surgery, and one of them happened to be an MRI. They wanted to check and see if there was any cancer that had spread to my brain. So during that MRI, the records came back to the doctor, and he read them just before the surgery and discovered that in the MRI it showed that I had a small stroke. Isn't that funny that I couldn't even think of it? I don't know, maybe the stroke killed the brain that helps me think about a stroke. Anyway, he said we were very nervous about doing a surgery since we have this information that you probably had a small stroke. And the week previously, or the week before previously, I had experienced some lightheadedness and a little bit of dizziness, and just the whole thing. I didn't know what was normal, what wasn't normal. And so I thought, oh, this having a little bit of dizziness and weird stuff happening to me, it's got to be, I don't know, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that was the symptom of having a stroke. So they immediately rushed me down to have someone look at my arteries in my neck to see if I had anything that was going to float up into my head, or they checked my heart as well, which was, I'm not going to tell you about it because you won't have to go through it, but they wanted to check my heart valves and see if there's anything there that was wrong that may have caused it. And they really didn't ever find anything. So they didn't find, they saw that it was a stroke. It was small. It wasn't a normal big, huge stroke. And when I talked to the brain guy, I can't remember what he is, but he's the one that talks about strokes in your head. And I told him about getting dizzy, and he goes, that's not a symptom of a stroke. That's a symptom of PTSD. You've had a traumatic event in your life, which of course, having cancer, and that getting dizziness and stuff is a post-traumatic stress disorder. And so that made me feel better that it wasn't, my brain, but still I knew that I was having, some psychological issues going on, which is normal. And I would recommend to all of you out there, if you have cancer of any kind, I would not hesitate to go and talk to a counselor, whether that be a real psychologist or just a counselor to talk to and kind of unload some of this stuff that you're going through and just voice it to somebody besides your own family, because I know sometimes you don't want to worry them about what you're worried about, but definitely go to a counselor. I think it will help. And then I also had a friend of mine that had been through cancer, and I called her on a few occasions and just said, this is what's happening, this is what's happening, this is how I feel, this is what's going on. And she validated all of those things to me and said, I thought the same things. I went through the same thing. I felt the same way. I know what you're talking about. And that really comforted me as well. So if any of you are going through that and you know somebody that's been through it, open up to that person. I know not everybody is really good at knowing what to say, but somebody that's been through some of these things will help you, tell you how to get through them easier and better. So so after that, we looked at my brain and looked at everything, and everything looked normal. I didn't have any other issues. So they decided to reschedule my second surgery, and they also told me that they're going to up my dose of the blood thinner and that I would have to start taking it earlier. So instead of just taking it maybe a few days before my surgery, they wanted me on that blood thinner a couple of weeks before the surgery, or a week before this, I don't remember, but it was quite a bit earlier. So I went home with a huge bundle of all of these shots that I had to take, and the shots were in my stomach, and so I would do them I would take a spot here where you can kind of get a little bit of fat, and I would find spots, and that's where I would do my shots. And I couldn't do them in my legs because of the surgeries, and one leg no longer circulates very well, so I couldn't use my legs for shots. I had to use my stomach. And I think I had to do twice a day, one in the morning, one at night. And it was like, I don't know, maybe just a pin, maybe a pin just sticking in my stomach for a second. The fluid really didn't hurt when the fluid went in. The actual pain serum or whatever the medicine is, I don't think that hurt very well, but just poking it into my skin it really wasn't that bad. But it was, I don't know, I kept saying it's like getting stung by a bee twice a day, but a bee sting lasts for a long time, where this would only last for maybe a minute. It would hurt, but not too bad. So I got pretty good at doing my shots because no one else in my family wanted to do it. It was not fun, and no one in my family wants to be a nurse or a doctor, so it was kind of gross for them. So I just did it myself, and it wasn't so bad. Every once in a while, I wouldn't do a very good job, and I would bruise up a little bit. And then it was after a while doing it a day, a morning, and a night, doing shots. It's hard to now find a place that you haven't done a shot. And I know there's a lot of people out there that do their own shots, and they're probably just saying I'm a wimp. But anyway, I got through the process and set myself up to go to the next surgery, and went back to Salt Lake and was preparing for the second surgery. And I just remember telling my wife that I didn't want to go. I just didn't want to go through the second surgery. I didn't want all the worries and the pain and the headache. And they told me the surgery was going to take me down for a little bit longer, and it was going to be several weeks before I was going to be able to recover. So anyway, I'll stop right there. I'm at 8 minutes. My next video will be about the second surgery and what happened. So please subscribe and watch if you want to. If this is freaking you out, don't watch it anymore. That's okay. If I can help somebody out there, great. If this freaks you out, don't listen anymore. Don't watch. I don't want to make you feel bad or scared about it. So anyway, thanks for watching my video, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, I think I see somebody in there. Oh, hey, that's you. You're watching my video. Hey, thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you want to share it with your neighbor on Facebook. Or if you want to keep watching my videos, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Dumb Old Dad. We'll see you later. I think I see you in there.